So she understood from Monday afternoon, so she could take me. I'm with my two friends.
You're not.
Should be in the shared folder, right, on this?
From the Google Drive.
Yeah.
The agenda, yeah, I mean, not the board packet.
Right.
So,
When I go to 2024,
yeah,
I'm gonna have January.
2024, I have the different, I get January, February, and March.
So you go to, how did you get to this?
I just went into the Google Drive and shared. I think it's in that,
Okay. Yeah, so then
All right. See? Yeah.
You guys already, I just gave you February 8th, right? Meeting minutes.
It's because it hasn't, because of Wi-Fi. Should be here with the lock.
And you know when you're ready, Mike. On the laptop. Hold on. I'm just, let me know when you're ready. Yeah, well, see what happens.
Yeah.
Technology is great.
Oh, hold on a second.
on the Wi-Fi, right?
Mine is easy to turn on. Mine is easy to turn on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you have an idea why I wouldn't upload to the drive?
Did you ever put this like on your,
I've never set it up anything with you.
no, I'm saying is like for this for Wi-Fi, did you put your own Wi-Fi at home?
No.
Alright, so it's not LTE, so it has to jump off of Wi-Fi, that's part of like, you can get it at home. not connected to the Wi-Fi, but,
Yeah, go ahead.
why it's not connected
So
here.
connected to this Wi-Fi?
Yeah, it's not even seeing it.
What is the Wi-Fi here?
Read the THC agreement.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna do.
Sure, my thoughts work better than every day.
You get shares?
Yeah, I know.
Because you're saying I should have my Wi-Fi. So
Yeah, yeah, because then it'll just pull it in.
Are you familiar on Melinda with hooking these up to the Wi-Fi here? Can you get this thing on the Wi-Fi here?
Wi-Fi is it? You haven't changed it. Oh, you, what if
Yeah, that's what this one here.
that changed
Oh my God.
things, isn't it?
No, it's that, there's no LTE, I just had it on at my house. So that might make it good for offline.
Google Drive.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be in the cloud.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be in the cloud. This is all like cloud-based. It should be.
A lot of rain coming.
Yeah.
Can you send it down to her? Just, it's the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, by lightning.
Wi-Fi.
Oh, the others are not needed, John?
Yeah, like, so it's Google Drive is all cloud-based, so when she puts it in the drive, it should be there.
No, but it's, you others are needed?
I don't have connection to Wi-Fi,
No.
but I had it because I downloaded it at my house, but there's still no Wi-Fi connection.
Got mine in.
I saw that, but
It's only speakers.
it's a
He's in plenty of that.
Mike?
So I couldn't. John should be able to share it with Mike now. That's John.
Okay.
Can we share it with Mike now?
You guys good?
Yeah, put your email address, that you share it with the phone or whatever.
You want the fan?
Yes, could I?
Oh, I don't mind. Anybody mind putting a fan on? Go for it.
Or is it the heat still on?
Why about opening up the
You have to climb up for the.
Other one. Other one. Oh.
Here it goes, there it goes. How giddies. There it goes. You're such a good boy. You're such a good boy. You're too lovely. You're such a good boy. You're too lovely.
So it's too often.
You should like to quiet children.
You gotta have one.
The traffic.
No, you do it.
We're
You guys all prepared for the gardening up there?
Sorry.
Prepared for the gardening?
Listen, what? People up there. It's around the corner. You move it around the corner? Yeah.
Download the screen
We want to share with John while we,
Yeah, please.
there. Well, we got it. We're good.
Okay.
Fire away.
all right, excellent. All right, call the meeting to order at 5:44. All right, roll call.
Donald Lampron, President.
John Pelletier?
Mike Page.
Brian Martin
And the thing.
and Ron McCarthy is absent. All right, item B, visitors' comments. So this is a part of the agenda where residents can speak about anything they'd like. I know that there's some things on the agenda you probably want to talk about, but you may or may not be able to participate, depending on what's going on. I don't know that I would, we have some business to take care of, and we're going to allow that business to continue, and we don't want interruptions. So with that, I'll open it up to the floor. Anybody wish to speak on anything?
Yeah, so we have the visitor comments at the beginning, and I believe residents over at Red Pine brought this up. They prefer to have their visitor comments at the end so that they can address anything that comes up at the meeting, and I think that would probably be appropriate here as well.
I'll agree with.
Is that on the agenda for discussion? It should be. I don't see it there. Should have been on the agenda from the last meeting for us to take up.
I remember part of that conversation was that we were going to be talking about some of the issues, so I don't know that. I don't remember the exact words.
It's that people wanted the visitor comments moved to the end so
Right.
that they could address anything that happened, so that was brought up at Red Pines.
Yes, it was.
At the last meeting.
Nobody's questioning that, but I don't see it on our agenda. It's supposed to be on our agenda for us to take up tonight. That requires action of the board to
Take a vote.
take a vote to move to the agenda.
So that's what, Mr. Chair, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
So at the last meeting, it was discussed to ask to move the agenda item, the line item, to the end of the meeting. We said yes, and the chair asked Melinda to put it on tonight's agenda because that's something that we have to vote on and to have it moved, officially moved to the end. But it's not on tonight's agenda.
It's in the minutes that it was gonna be discussed at the last meeting under new business. That's what it was, it's right in, you had said that you would discuss it under new business.
At the next meeting, right?
That last, at the last meeting.
No, I meant, if that's what it says, that's, I meant, at this meeting, because it needs to be on new business for this meeting for us to discuss. Don't take that up, because we've already been accused of an open meeting law violation. I don't want to be accused of another one. So I think we put it on the agenda for the next meeting and the new business for discussion. But I will say that if I remember correctly, I think when I first got on the board, it was at the end, and they asked for it to be at the beginning. But I could be wrong. I'm not positive.
It's also,
It's always at the beginning. Okay. All right, so anybody else?
Have you interviewed any people? Have candidates for the director
top 10 commission.
So there will be an update from our consultant later on in this meeting, but my understanding is the screening committee is still going through the process.
Screening committee.
Being 2 members of the Board of Commissioners and 2 residents
That's it.
and a consultant. Anybody else?
This is for you.
Okay, with that, moving on. Meeting minutes from the February 8th, I passed those out February 8th and February 15th.
I'd like to make a meeting to accept the minutes of February 8th, 2024, as presented.
The motion is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. All right. February 15th, special meeting.
Also, I'd make a motion to accept the minutes of February 15th, 2024, as presented.
Seconded.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? All right. February 28th, regular meeting. Where did you see that? So, if there's no objections, under the very first thing where it says, I would like the minutes to reflect at the next meeting, where it says, which is Did everybody see what I'm talking about?
Under visitors' comments, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, so about halfway down,
Yeah.
it says, Brian Martin said yes, we can talk about that under new business.
Yes.
Not the new business at the next meeting, what it should have said.
My comment with the chair is, I would like to listen to the tape, because I don't know what the exact wording was on it. I mean, it doesn't make sense to go at the end of a meeting if we just talked about something and the same thing comes up and down and here we go again.
Right.
So, I'd like it at the beginning of the meeting. That's the director, listen to the tape to see exactly what the word said, and if that's what was said, that's what was said. I don't remember that.
So,
I don't remember.
I can, was at the next meeting, because we couldn't take it on that last meeting. So, but yeah, if you want to postpone these minutes till the next meeting, I'm okay with that.
I mean, I'd like to hear, because again, it doesn't, to me, there've been many meetings over the years, and it doesn't make sense to go for a whole agenda, and then the whole meeting starts up again at the end.
Not that it starts up again, but it's just if your tenants want it, at the end of the meeting instead of the beginning? You know, why aren't you listening to
So,
what the
so this is
tenants
not
want?
back and forth. This is what I just said earlier. We're having a discussion amongst ourselves, and you should not be interrupting on the meeting. So,
Okay, so at the end of the meeting, can I just say this one thing? I understand it's your discretion to let somebody talk at the end of the meeting. So if we have a few comments to make at the end of the meeting, even though you haven't changed the visitors' comments from the beginning to the end, I would appreciate if we have a comment that we can say it.
that would be up to the board.
I mean, I don't mind commenting. I'm not gonna get into a whole other discussion again if we just met about things.
No, I mean,
It doesn't make sense.
no, but if something comes up that we have a comment about as tenants, like we would like to be heard.
So now.
And it's not our
well,
fault that
actually,
you're 15
I'd rather
minutes
call
late
it call.
starting the meeting.
under visitors' comments is the time, okay? I don't want to back and forth with you.
Fine.
The
Fine.
agenda is the agenda, and it is what it is. So, who wishes to do that and votes to do that, I'm okay with that. So,
I don't have a problem with that, Mr. Chair. Could abstain on.
but we're gonna put these all,
Yeah, can I make a motion to table?
motion to table, is there a second?
Second.
Second. Any further discussion? Hearing seen none.
Aye.
All right, so we'll take that up at the next meeting. Okay, Treasurer's report, accounts report for February 28, 2024. Entertain a motion to accept the Treasurer's report.
Are we doing,
Do them all together?
oh, that's all.
Oh, no, except the D.
Well, I mean, I'll make a motion, someone can for discussion.
For the accounts report.
But no, it would be payroll. So I mean, we can do
All right,
the
so-
account report.
All right, let's do the accounts report.
Motion to accept the account report for February 29, 2024.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed, unanimous. All right, D, accounts payable and payroll, February 29, 2024.
I'll make a motion, someone can second for discussion.
Board, we need a second.
Second.
Motion and a second.
All right, so discussion on here, so we're talking this payroll here, this is what we're signing tonight, correct?
We're talking the one that's in your packet through February 29th.
Oh, okay. So on that note, then, I have no problems there. So,
what is,
no, it was tonight's checks that we're signing, that I had a question with, so I can pocket that out of the way. Has nothing to do with this, payroll
okay.
that we're voting on.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Any further discussion on accounts payable, payroll, February 29th?
No,
I have one question. What, you're gonna bring up questions after?
on this, so this line item here
Yeah,
is not this,
okay. Okay.
but I do have a question on this for tonight.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion to accept expansion fund accounting report for February 29, 2024.
So moved.
Do you have a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Further discussion? Hearing seen none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, vote to approve Bentley Law Associates PC contract, accounting services from 4/1/24 to 3/31/2025, in the amount of $963 a month, and authorize the chair to sign.
I will make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing seen none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. All right, correspondence, Mass Narrow, January, February newsletter. And PHN 2024 -05.
Mr. Chair, you want a motion on that?
Yeah, so, motion, second to accept the correspondence as presented. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Okay. Executive director's report. Oh, she's not coming. But, she's not coming, but I'll get it down. Sorry, nothing over there. Good business, I think. Old business. That's the business. Indeed. Four. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. So we need a vote to approve the FY25 budget and sign the certification page. But just a matter of information, the accountant was gonna be here tonight. I had a conversation with her this afternoon on the consultant, and thought it was best that we postpone the budget for a month, because with the upcoming new director and with the possibly new secretary in the office, those line items would change. It will be easier to submit the budget. There's no penalty. I was told it's easier to submit it late than it would be to do a budget commission. So we're bring the FY25 budget up at the next meeting.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yep, Mr. Chair?
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion to move the fiscal year 25 budget certification documents, push that out to the next meeting.
Seconded.
There's a motion, a second, for discussion. Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Sorry, my mistake. Executive director.
So currently, we have some vacancies. We have 5. One of them is to the state to take offline because we need to do some remodeling in there. And RCAT's going to be submitting a capital plan to find some formula funding money. They don't do what they call take it offline anymore. You can only request a waiver for 3 months, and then when that 3 months is up, then you have to request another waiver for 3 months. They changed their whole thing on it. The other vacancies, we have 2 congregate bedrooms that have opened up because residents had applied to transfer out of the congregate into their own individual apartment. One of those will be signed for tomorrow. The other one, HBN, is touring applicants to go into that. And then I just have the other 2 units that have to be filled. We currently have 8 open work orders. 2 of them are left from the inspection work, and 17 are deferred maintenance because it's from issues over at Red Pine that we had done research and solved it, and it's obviously not solved because it's back again. That place was built on a former sand pit, and we have lots of settling in the building. So there's a lot of cracking between the walls and the ceiling. So we had put some stretch caulking in, and it's overstretched. Capital improvement projects, so we have 4 of them coming up. One of them has already gone out to bid and all set to wait. We're just waiting for the warmer weather. That's for the new patio and slider here at Brindley. The other one is in your packet to vote and accept the low bidder. That's for the new bulkheads and back and front doors for the family units. And then the other project that is going, the state has given permission to start to go out to bid, and that's to replace the fire alarm panels at all 3 locations. And then the last one, which hasn't moved forward too much, but I know most of it was slated for the next fiscal year, and that's for Brindley Terrace to hook up to town sewer. The walkway at Red Pine, I know the nice weather's starting. I left another message for that other contractor to get us his quote, because I'm getting the impression from the board and from the residents over there, they'd rather us replace those concrete squares than to actually put patch job. The Red Pine intercom has all been fixed, the new panels in, all the issues have been worked out. All the inspections have been done on the last of the units that needed to be done. And then just a reminder for the mandatory board training is you have to complete it by April 15th. And then that email at the last meeting from Notre Dame Academy, I left the woman a telephone message and I sent her a couple of emails. She has not responded back with more information on what they were looking to do.
Questions, comments?
None?
So you entertain most to accept the director's report.
Second.
Motion and second. Further discussion? Hearing seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Unanimous. All right, moving on, old business. CPC rep update, anything?
They did have a meeting, unfortunately I was sick that day, and another time. But there was money that was appropriated for the Winslow School abatement and that project, so nothing to do with housing, no.
Okay, Affordable Housing Trust Committee update. We don't have I don't believe they've even had a meeting.
I don't think so. No one's reached out to me to ask who is our rep.
Okay, discussion on future housing, 689 Coben Road. Anybody, anything?
Now, I gathered information from one but last week or the week before. I'm going to begin together with Commissioner Michael Page in the next couple of weeks. And come up with questions for the board.
Okay, excellent.
I'll present questions as it's like.
Perfect. All right, moving on, item D, update on executive director's search and take any action thereon. Our consultant is here. Do you want to come and join us? Sure. Mr. Lutton.
So, as you will remember at the last meeting, I think at Red Pine, we went through the process, and Mr. Chairman, you appointed 2 residents and 2 board members to act as the screening committee. We have been meeting to screen out the applications that meet the qualifications of the positions. We selected a number of individuals that met their qualifications, and as of we completed all of the interviews. The next step is I will be notifying the candidates that were recommended to make sure that they're still interested, and then we will perform queries, and then we will schedule public interviews for the board to interview the candidates and make a decision. The tenants, I believe it was posted, the 2 tenant representatives. One was from Red Pine and one was for, and they participated through all of the interviews and all of the process. So that's going pretty, I don't know if the other committee members have anything to add to that. If not, we hope to be moving forward, like hopefully next week, to schedule some. And I'll be talking to the members to see what availability in terms of times that we can do. It will be a public interview that will be held, I believe, here. It will be a public interview. So
We would be able to,
you'd be able to listen to them. The board and the 2 members that are part of the screening committee can ask them questions. and then the board would vote. You can't participate, but you can observe the questions and have an opportunity to see who they are and what they stand for.
Good.
Yes. And then make your own opinions based on their action and their answers to the questions and whatnot.
Okay.
Okay?
When is that?
We're hoping that it's going to be next week. I will make some phone calls tomorrow and try and schedule it based on the availability of the board. I'd like to do it as soon as possible. The other part of this process, the board asked me to make sure that we had plans in place if we didn't have a director in place by April 1st. We attempted to move very quickly, but because of the requirements of advertising and to schedule interviews, we're not going to be able to get someone on board by that time.
So would the community be able to survive without a director for a couple of days or so?
Yeah, I'm going to explain that.
Okay, sorry, that is the punch.
So please don't interrupt.
I'm sorry?
Please don't interrupt. We're trying to conduct some business.
Well, I'm trying to learn this too. This is I've lived here for 2.5 years. This is my first meeting.
Okay.
Where have you been?
Out in
I'm
La
just
La
kidding,
Land.
just kidding. Just
I was
kidding.
out in La La Land.
Oh, okay. So I did meet with the staff last week. And I gave Melinda a 6 or 7 page list of items that we would need for a transition. So basically, where the accounts are, just so that we can continue operations, that if there is no direct, if you don't extend her contract this evening, then her contract expires, and we need to have something in place. Diane is willing to stay during the transition. Melinda, she did send me a letter that she would do that. I assume that when the new director is appointed, depending on who that is, whether Diane wants to continue or not, that would really be up amongst themselves to decide. That's why it was important not to pass a budget today, because whatever you pass today could have to be changed next week or next month. And the way DHCD approves budget, by the time they're approving the budget, you're submitting a revision, which sometimes creates havoc. So that was a good part to put that in. You asked to make sure that I put something together in the event that you don't extend the contract, and I have. A combination of people in my agency that are willing to come here and do that. I've talked to a couple of the housing authorities. But in order to do that, I would need a vote of the board to be able to access what needs to be accessed.
So moved. Second. Just quickly on the discussion.
And if,
When you say access, you mean the computers?
well, we need to keep operations. One of the things that Melinda was very concerned about is that we, payroll and whatnot, which board members have told me you want to make sure that things continue, that we have things in place, that tenants are safe, that we have access to. I understand there's some vacancies. I'm not sure the process of that. I would meet with Melinda before she left to find out where the status is, or Diane, whoever handles that. I would like, if the board so votes, for me to follow through on that. That's only going to be for a short period of time until we get a director online. We'll supplement with other housing authorities, my own as well as other authorities who are willing to help out. We all help each other out, and so we'll make sure that you guys are all taken care of.
So obviously there's a cost to that.
So they'll be reimbursed, whatever their salary is, you have to reimburse them for their salary if they work X amount of hours here. So that would be submitted as an invoice, and you pay.
So that'd be included in the motion. Set cost.
Yeah, there is. It's called the fee base.
Okay.
So sometimes we'll go to another housing authority if it's not more than, if it's just helping something. Sometimes we volunteer. but if it requires additional work, then they compensate us for that.
Okay.
And their fee schedule is based upon the current executive director's pay in the area. So it's not going to be something substantially more than we're already paying. No, I'm going to help coordinate this, but I am not going to take any salary for this. Anybody that I bring in, whatever their salary is, would have to pay out of their salary.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I just want to see this continue.
I'm trying to think of the wording here, how we would amend that last motion to add on like the current fee schedule, something, whatever the cost is, to be invoiced.
It would be paid on a fee basis based on the job performed.
Based on the employee's fee structure, correct?
Yeah, they're on the individual, because if they have to leave their agency and come here, we have to reimburse their agency or them for whatever the cost.
That makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
no different than hiring a plumber or
No,
whoever. I mean, they work to get paid.
no. The other thing I would need, if you vote to do this, is I need to meet with Melinda, and I think a board member should also be there, that we review the list and everything so that there's a smooth transition. Any monies that she is owed, accrued vacation, she would be entitled to, and that should be addressed. I know it's got to come back to the board, but there should be an understanding of exactly what that is.
We should talk about that. About when we have to set a date. Contractor's good until Sunday, well, Monday morning at midnight. So, obviously, I don't think we're going to be meeting at midnight.
No, I would like to meet with, I don't know what her schedule is, that maybe tomorrow to go over some of the key things. I mean, I can probably bring a staff person to try and, so we know exactly where we stand come Sunday.
That makes sense. Has the paperwork been filled out? Did you ask?
No, I just dropped it off on Friday to give her a week or an opportunity to fill in that information. It's basically, we need access to things in the state. We need access for payroll, however that's done. We need access to things that can.
Cameras, keys.
The keys, the passwords in terms of, not personal passwords, just business passwords.
Banking accounts.
Banking account, where the bank is. So it's a detailed list that I've used in prior authorities, where it outlines everything in terms of keys, the alarm code, the IT contact, who's the person for your computer system, the answering service, emergency contacts, access to banking, list of banking accounts, the accounting contact, we know it's Teresa or but we would need to know that. I would need a copy of the latest approved budget, because when you do not have a budget after the fiscal year, you have to basically follow 1/12 of the budget, thereabouts. So I would need that. I would need an update of any capital funds. I heard today that you have a patio project, you have a bulkhead project, you have a fire alarm project, which is probably not really for construction, it's probably just with the engineers at this point, right? Development plans. But the critical ones, if there's contracts starting, we need to know what the status of those. So it's a pretty detailed list. And basically, we do this is when the director is leaving, the new director hopefully is on board that you have this transition. We don't have that situation yet, but we still need to have some information to be able to offer.
So Chair, would it be the time to ask the director now, when it'd be good for her to meet with us? Or what it was going to
Well, we do have a motion on the floor, so we should settle that first, and then we can have that conversation.
The motion is in regards to approving this.
Yes.
Second.
So there's a motion and a second. Any further discussion on the motion, which I needed to add on? The line.
Hiring a temporary executive director and paying them according to their current fee schedule.
So we don't have an interim director. We did try to get an
Or
interim
whatever
director.
whatever the case
Supplemental
is,
staff.
whatever the supplement, okay.
So you're authorizing me to
housing authority, to manage temporarily utilizing staff members, other housing authorities or my authority, whichever we can maneuver, to have appropriate coverage for operations. Perfect. Based on a fee schedule of the existing positions. Yes.
Did you get that?
It's on the tape, because that was a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
But appropriate coverage should be part of it.
Right, appropriate coverage would be appropriate fee schedules.
So that's the amended
So,
motion to say that. Second.
okay. Everybody's all set with that?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. All right, now, you had one other question?
Right, the paperwork that my consultant submitted to the director, is that a good time in order for you to meet with the consultant and another board member?
What's your schedule?
What's that?
What's the schedule? I mean,
You tell us.
I'm here, so I don't know what everybody else's schedule is.
You available tomorrow? What time?
I do have one appointment at 2 o'clock for person signing for the congregate, but other than that, I'm here.
You're here in the morning? What time?
What time is good for you? 10 o'clock?
Anybody make it at 10?
Can you?
I will, if there's anybody else.
Is 10 o'clock okay with you?
Yeah, as long as.
I mean, I can't do tomorrow, but I could do Friday.
I'll try to come on.
So
Tomorrow at 10?
Tomorrow's 10. I mean, I'm not sure.
It's going to make it
Tomorrow
fun.
is- No.
Okay.
Do you have all of this already prepared?
Not yet. I'm trying to get other things finished up.
So maybe give it a day, it's just not going to turn us around anymore.
Okay.
But
You should.
And then again, like,
I think she shouldn't have a hard, there's a lot of information, she's not going to have it for you tomorrow at 10 a.m., so it's a waste of time if we all just.
well, that's why I don't want to waste anybody's time. I don't want to waste
Do you
mine.
think you can have it on Friday?
Yeah, and I guess if you can just email that PDF, and she can start filling it out, so when the meeting does happen, you can, whatever she wants, I can.
Can you meet Friday?
I can do Friday.
Is there a time Friday that works for everybody?
It's good for you.
You'd have to be in the morning, earlier the better.
Any kind of response today, so what time do you get in?
Usually 9. But usually if there's something going on, that's why I usually do appointments starting at 10, just in case there's something. This 10, fine, you want 9:30?
9:30, yeah, it's Good Friday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Friday I'm not available tomorrow, yeah. Tomorrow's, today's Wednesday.
Yeah. So I guess they're gonna do Friday, but, you know, there's an option if,
Well, I can do Friday. I just can't do Thursday. So,
What was the other option?
how much do you have to complete?
None of it.
Okay.
I mean, as far as vendors go, that's good.
I
I know we
haven't-
need it.
I haven't gone into that type of detail, it's just information to be able to, earlier. IT person, keys.
Right.
We need, I know we can get it from the computer. You know, access to the computer, access to the emails, payroll company, payroll contacts, access to the payroll, employee rates, whatever those are, we need to know what those are, so we're doing it.
Cameras.
Cameras, if you got cameras, I got cameras. You know, you filed the Middlesex retirement, there's gonna be reports that have to be filed for that, not right away, but, you know, all that stuff.
I mean, whatever you're changing the gas, if we
Yeah,
can get
so-
the information we want, we pay out the buck, we will.
Well, the
But
problem,
it has to be both sides there, both ways.
this stuff may not be required within the next 2 weeks, but when the new director comes on, she's going to have need access, or he needs access for that. We have male and female candidates. So, bank authorization, that's another one. You know, what's the bank? Who's the contact person? It's going to require, I imagine, 2 board members are authorized to sign and whatnot. I don't know what your process is. If it requires 2 signatures on a check, and Melinda was one and the board member was one, now it has to be 2 board members. So you have to make sure that you're authorized to sign. I don't know.
I believe all of us.
But that's the type of information I need to be able to do that. We need access to like HAFIS, which is the vacancy log, the budgeting, you know, if you request a waiver, she spoke about a waiver for a vacant unit, we need access to that. We need access to Cap Hub, which is the modernization website, to be able to get in there, pay contractors or to update information in there. We need to know accounts payable and accounts receivable and and if there are any agreements. If we had tenants who were in arrears, I would assume that Melinda would have worked with them to come up with a payment plan. So if we have some of those, we need to know that. So that's the type of stuff that we need. We don't really need, you know, detailed vendors and stuff, but we can talk with maintenance and work with maintenance on some of that stuff. If she has a list of vendors we normally have a contract log, and we should have a contract log for electrical, plumbing, and everything else. So we maintain that so that we follow the bid law, so we have a contract file that's required. So that will give us some of the vendors. And she said they're going to start some job. We would need to know who that contractor was, who the contact person is. So it's that type of stuff that we need.
Right.
We may not, if the job doesn't start for another month, then I don't really need that, the next person comes in with.
Okay. And the only thing one I see that, I mean, they're all important, but the one that I know I wouldn't want to get into it, what was next one, all that, I could care less. The web ask can pull it out, none of my business anyway.
Well,
That's the
that's
stuff
part
we
of
can,
it. That's
I
including.
think we're local enough to find out who's doing business with. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, and the champ waiting list, that's another login that we would need, because you have to,
And I don't even want to know.
yeah, but you gotta drive down the list, so you need to be able to and work that.
So all that stuff on the computer is passwords, so we need the passwords. That's right.
Yeah, if you want us to operate, yes.
So is there, anybody else got any other questions?
Well, my thing is, when we have to get that information, then the direct needs to be paid. But we need to set a date on that when we have an exchange. Information we're looking for, and then we pay the direct what we owe to her. You know, we can't just say we're gonna set
Two separate things. They're two separate things.
two separate things. How long do we want to make it go?
So I guess the question would be,
No, what I'm saying is two separate things. She should be able to provide this information in the day, tax and stuff like that. She should be able to provide that. I mean, this is stuff that she's.
But if not, what I'm saying, what is that? What is the board's legal ground of not paying the direct what we owe?
Well, I think you have 30 days to pay her any money that she's entitled to.
Like that. I don't want to avoid
But if you could do
litigation.
that, if you could do that in less time, then I would suggest that you do that. I don't know when your next board meeting is, and if we have a special meeting for interviews, maybe one of the items to approve payment for her of any money that's owed.
Yeah, I think we should let the director speak. So we can hit two sides of what we're looking for, what the director may be looking for.
you want to add anything?
Well, John had a question, because in there is all my vacation time paid, so that it was paid out in this fiscal year for the accountant's purposes. The only other time that's owed to me is the time for attending board meetings, because as per the contract, I attend board meetings, but then I'm supposed to take that time, and that's never happened. So I have time that I feel I should get paid for attending board meetings.
Do we have a record of that time you took?
Well, it's not, that would be considered comp time? I don't know I'm assuming, well, I'm not assuming, that's probably not a good word. My understanding is that can't get paid, excuse me, I don't know, I could be wrong. Anybody know anything else differently?
I don't know anything about paying comp time.
Comp time is usually 10. This is a different situation. Maybe she couldn't use the comp time, I don't know.
I don't know,
You're
that's
supposed
what
to
I
use,
mean, we're gonna,
you're supposed to use comp time within a certain period of time. I don't know what your personnel policy goes for. What is your policy called for, do you know?
Well, I was just going by what's in the contract that I have now.
If it's
It
not,
says you're entitled to get paid for comp time.
No, but it says I'm entitled to take the time off for attending board meetings and have never been able to with everything that's going on.
but what's the, they come in later during the day too, so you can extend it. Come to a board meeting.
Right, and I have to be here by 1:30 because Diane leaves at 1:30, the office.
Whatever, I mean, I don't, people again, I mean, I don't think we owe comp time.
How many hours
Vacation
is
time
it?
we owe.
yeah, but yeah.
Hours is it?
Like 77 hours.
77 hours going back, how far?
Quite a ways. I mean,
So,
board meetings.
you have no documentation that you never took the time off. Is that right?
No, I just kept track of it.
Can you provide us with whatever you kept track of, so we can at least look at it? I don't think you're entitled to that. Your comp time, you're supposed to take it, if you didn't take it, that's,
So whatever in her contract would be number one.
right.
The contract states that when you submit it for a contract, there's usually something that refers to all others goes according to the personnel policy. So those are the two documents. I don't know what they are, but you'd have to look at those two documents to see how that's in.
So, excuse me, we'll have to look into that, I guess. We read the contract and then read the personnel policy and then find out what the appropriate law is for comp time, whether you're entitled to payment or not. I don't believe that you're entitled to payment for comp time. Comp time, you take the time off. You take the time off, doesn't mean you can ask for money,
At what
15
rate,
years later.
at what rate would this be paid? Dude? 77 hours, at what rate would that be?
At my current rate.
Salary, current salary? Is that going back multiple years?
So have you done the math on the 77 hours?
Is that 77 hours for vacation time we're talking?
No.
In town.
She's talking time she spent at board meetings that she didn't take
No,
off.
That, actually, is that the email you sent me, that I actually forwarded, I believe I forwarded that to everybody, so. Go back and look at the request.
Yeah.
I don't think she's entitled to it, so.
But then back to my question, Mr. Chair. If we want to have a transition, we need to find out what is open to like, whether it's comp time or whatever time. Vacation time, I know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to move on and move on. It's whatever both sides, we have to, either you have to speak to somebody in Boston or an attorney, a labor attorney. We gotta do what's fair either way and move on. Without another week, another week, another week. That's business.
So can I make a motion to review this with our attorney,
Wait a minute.
to review this comp time item with our attorney before we make any further decision?
But somebody's gonna have to read the contract that understands the contract more than I do and say whether we owe money or not. I don't think we do.
Okay.
Oh, comp
I
time.
mean, you have a motion to give it to an attorney for review, and then I'll second that.
I'll second it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Motion in a second, and just briefly under discussion, the attorney would be,
I guess, Peter Nicosia, right? He's, or in associates, because he has other attorneys that have better business contract or whatever the case is.
that's fine.
State attorney.
As a regional attorney, I'm not sure that she would handle personnel matters. She might. That's Laurie McBride. You may want to touch base with her. I'm not sure that she would handle that, but I mean, the first thing she's going to ask for is the contract and the personnel policy.
I don't mind both. I don't mind
Let's
having.
start there and then go there.
I
That's fair.
must caution you that, it's Warren McBride, you should call her, but she may tell you that she's way too busy to handle.
Well, that's why we deal with somebody that'll,
Because
Well,
We can just go,
she called me back on a matter today. She was supposed to call me early this morning, and she didn't call me until I was on my way to the interview.
well, the last time I talked to her, she was in no way did she have time to handle it. So,
Well, she was at the Cape for the Mass Narrow Conference,
Good.
and then in court, so.
I
I
mean, I
suggest you do that, but
The code is fine.
Yeah.
You do look at
Who
it.
should go first? So, Did,
Is that official?
Don't say housing
there's a motion in a second, so we should take a vote.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. All right.
so getting back, what's our end date? There's gotta be an end date, because I don't wanna go every month and if there's still some outstanding.
well, I think she has prepared her vacation time. I don't know what it is. I'm not privy to any of that stuff. That's really up to you. I mean, she's entitled to vacation. If you want to pay her vacation, that's really up to you.
Okay, so when we get keys, then we give it a check for vacation time? It's gotta be both sides here, not just, here's a check, and we don't end up getting the information we want. That don't mean it to offend anybody, but that's the way it is. Business.
In all due respect, I have not had any conversation with her about turning keys over and to whom to turn them over. We have not had that discussion. We just had a discussion of, this is this checklist I used for transition before. So I was hoping that if we met tomorrow or Friday, the sooner we meet the better, in case there's any outstanding issues that I can't answer. I'm gonna be looking to the board. And I'm sure that if something gets missed, that Melinda would be available, that we could reach out to her, because she's been here a long time, that she would answer the question if there was an issue.
John, is it 10 checks on it?
There is quite a bit. I mean, it was on that list there.
Yeah, well, that's why I was asking, because
Yeah.
there's 10. So
The
10.
one's a regular paycheck. The normal weekly paycheck. He does?
Which one would that be? Did you sign that one? The regular-
I did. I even signed, I think, 1 or 2 of the vacations, and that's when what's happening here? It was a deja vu. But,
Yes.
So we're meeting Friday at 9:30, correct? So,
I mean, pending a successful transition of this information, can we give her, all agree to give her her check on
Oh,
Friday?
100%.
yeah, Friday, right?
John, those two you pulled out are paychecks.
I know those are reimbursements. I was just pulling
Well,
everything up.
one's for the petty cash box. Because it's the end of the fiscal year, bring it back up to the month that it has to go up to.
Okay. All these here.
One of them should be my regular paycheck.
Yeah. So
So that would be,
so this is reimbursement, and
is it,
this is $8.68, 56. So I guess these are just
Then check 24836. That would be this week's.
84.
Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry, wrong one. 24833, that should be,
Yeah,
that should be regular payroll.
okay, that's here.
So that should go with the rest of them.
And then 836.
Yep. And then it ends at,
Yeah.
845.
Yes. Mr. Chair, is it okay if I give these to the consultant to hold on to? What?
No,
Mr. Chair, would you? No,
I think, they should stay in the office.
I'm just saying, it's like for now, I don't want to interrupt the payroll, and bills and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, that stuff should be in a safe place to go without check. That's why we're not wanting to do it.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable taking it.
Okay.
But so,
give them all.
so just put it back.
Two senators anyway.
So they're not.
So these
Let them hold on, man.
Just
Two
put them on
senators
top.
anyway.
On the top?
Yep.
Okay.
So, because if they're on the bottom, they'll be next in.
Okay.
Then I can sign on Friday if we decide if it's, you get anything, right? Does that work? Or
Yeah.
do we?
I'm fine.
They're all in agreement.
Yeah.
Anything else? Consultant?
I think Friday will tell the story.
Okay.
If she has some of this stuff ready tomorrow, do you want me to send you this via spreadsheet so you can type in it, or would you rather write in it?
I already have the copy, I'll just write it in.
Okay.
A lot of it I'm typing up, all the passwords, typing up on one sheet.
And do you think you can have this tomorrow?
About yet by tomorrow morning, no.
Do you have any time in the afternoon, Doc? Oh, should we just?
So is there
Let's
anything,
take the clock.
is there anything critical that when we meet that you need for us to do?
What do you mean by critical? Everything's critical in this place.
Well, I mean, the critical things is, in my mind, the critical things is, and I want to make sure that somebody is available on Friday. You know, that if it's the IT or the bank or something like that, you need access to that.
We don't have an IT department.
What?
We don't have an IT department.
No, but you have an IT person?
We just have a company as the backup. If I have some issues, he'll do stuff, but most of it I do.
All right, so tomorrow afternoon, I'll make myself available tomorrow afternoon, just in case they close on Friday.
The bank's not closed on Friday.
Did I post it? I don't know what.
Whatever it takes. What's good for you, Melinda? Thursday and Friday.
I mean, Friday's
I
fine,
mean,
I
set up
because I have
both.
somebody signing for one of the congregate units tomorrow at 2.
So Friday, okay.
So it has to be after that. Or Friday.
You're gonna do Friday? All right.
Friday it is. Friday 9:30.
Okay.
Correct?
Anything else?
No, it's kind of uncomfortable, honest, isn't it?
We have to come up with a date. We'll
She's a
just-
dark of mine. It's a tough situation, so I get it.
What was that, Don?
So we need to pick a date, we're gonna meet next week.
I mean, once your meeting's adjourned, we can talk it, basically tell me what days you're available for interviews. I know all of your work, so I don't know if it's gonna be during the day or at nighttime, or if you give me some dates, you can give them to me now.
Afternoons or evenings are fine on the afternoon next week. Say like after like 2 o'clock or something during the week is fine.
So let's say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Monday afternoon,
When you say afternoon, it's what?
4 o'clock, 3 or 4 after.
Monday, I'm tied up until 5, and I'm free after 5, and it's kind of late. Tuesday, not available.
Well, we could, I mean, 5 o'clock, if you want to do 5 o'clock, you can do 5 o'clock. The interviews will be 45 minutes.
You could do 5 o'clock?
What do we do? Do we have to post the meeting?
Oh, absolutely, we have to post them.
Okay,
So
so
that would
we
be
have to
tomorrow.
allow ourselves enough time for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Could you do 5 o'clock on Monday?
Yeah, I can make that work. I mean, I work till 5, but
Take a
yeah.
personal time, an hour.
Yeah.
Something.
Everybody can do Monday at 5? Can everybody do Tuesday?
Monday, the April 1st, correct?
Yeah. Can everybody do Tuesday at 5?
I cannot.
I can,
No time on Tuesday?
No, I'm on shift that day. So.
Okay, what about
Yeah, Wednesday,
Yeah,
5 o'clock, if Monday's fine.
Okay,
Wednesday's better than Monday actually, but I could do Monday for you.
I gotta talk to the applicants and before
Yeah.
I
And same thing, Thursday I'm wide open, but,
Well, Wednesday, we do Wednesday. Michael, John,
I can do Wednesday.
John?
so you want to do set up 2 meetings right now, just,
Are we gonna do them all on the same day?
on the same day.
Okay.
all right, so Monday works,
Either one's fine.
You can get out Monday
Monday.
for 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
We can ask, the people may not be able to make it Monday, I don't know.
So Monday, Wednesday is the option?
So Monday.
Yeah, it's Monday and Wednesday at 5 is the alternate day. And you can let us know.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Melinda, can you post that? Can you post it, or you want Canada
Well,
post?
I gotta wait till he gives me which day, it's either Monday or Wednesday.
Okay. So when we do get the date, who's gonna post it?
I mean, I can post it.
If it's Monday, it's gonna be posted tomorrow, because town hall's closed on Fridays.
I mean, better to post it and not need it, and then need it and then not have to post it.
Yeah, so it's gotta be by, they're open tomorrow, so it's gotta be before they close tomorrow, they close at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
I hope to be able to.
All right, so
Yeah,
pending on,
Yeah, I would say just post it.
Well, yeah, post both days.
Yeah, post both days and we can always just, cancel. Whatever one that way you can.
Should we'll talk to them and see if they're available, right?
Yeah.
Theoretically.
Yeah, once they commit, because it becomes public record, and they have jobs, so they may say, no, forget it,
Should we put on the agenda, a discussion about the comp time? In case we need to take a vote.
It'll be a special meeting, because it's not a regular meeting, so you could do that at the end of the agenda, but it has to be on the agenda.
I'm saying, should we do that? I don't know if we'll have an answer by then. That's my thing.
But I guess you can, and if we have an update, now it's on the agenda, we can talk about it.
Can you do that?
No,
Post both two agendas
Days.
with
Yeah.
those two agenda items?
that's the most difficult to talk about.
Do you
Well, you
have
have to-
specific language on the agenda item?
I usually put the interviews. We can put interview 1, 2, or whatever it is, once I know.
Okay. Oh, so you're gonna just,
Okay, once we post it, I'll post it, it's gotta be done tomorrow.
good.
Yeah.
And then item 2 will be discussion vote on
But you're going to
contract
need,
with the director.
whoever's handling the attorney, Melinda's gonna have to scan a copy of the personnel policy and her contract.
And who's talking to the closing associates? You, John?
I haven't talked to him, so anybody can talk.
They have their contract, actually contract.
All right, let's,
Well, I can call them, whatever you
No,
want.
I'm just
You
trying
don't want
to
to
think
fall
of
through the crack.
Yeah, exactly.
okay.
So I'm just trying to think, do we have the contracts?
I have the personnel policy, but I don't have the contract.
Do you have a copy of your contract?
I have a copy at home, I just don't have it. That's all.
No, it's same. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, but PDF, maybe put it in the Google Drive. And the personnel policy in the law. And if he says, yeah, and if he says he reads it as this way, then he'll suggest it to us. So. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, so that's all set. So moving on to H, new business, vote to approve low bidder, Alpha Contract Associations Incorporated for EOHLC project 301063 in the amount of $124,300 for the family unit bulkhead front and back door replacement.
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
So there's a motion, is there a second?
These are all steel doors right in the back? Interior.
The exterior doors, and screen doors, and then bulkheads, front and back.
Second motion.
This is a motion, discussion, do you have more questions? Feel free.
Was there any product differentiation amongst the bids? Like what type of doors, materials, and everything?
No, because it was specified.
Nothing that was specified.
Yeah, usually it says, whatever they specify or equivalent, correct?
Yep.
So, I don't know what kind.
Oh, right.
I don't know what was in the spec. We're gonna add doors and
Just
stuff.
dramatic different.
I know it wasn't steel.
250 to what?
So one quote is 250, one's 125, which is a huge variance in those quotes.
Yeah, sometimes though, contractors, they just throw a number at it.
Yeah.
Like, if they get it, they get it. That's, you know, they don't have time for it, but if it's worth their while, they'll make it work, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that this is the case here, but I know that that's kind of what happens on board sometimes. But yeah, you're right, it's a huge difference. You know. And this was reviewed by ARCAT, you know,
The state, this is a state job.
state project.
Our cats handle the one here, so the state's handle.
But they, I'm sure they reviewed it, right?
Oh yeah, they reviewed it and they've already approved it.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, next meeting, well, this is the next regular meeting, April 24th, 5:30, Red Pine Terrace. With that, entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion and a second for discussion. Seeing none, all in favor? Thank you.
Comment.
Oh,
Comment.
did you,